Coming up next, though, the WBC International Super Featherweight title, the first of three Australia versus South Africa matchups. The challenger, a young man from Perth, Western Australia, Matt Garlett, 11 fights, 10 wins, just the one loss, and there's some power in this little body of his with 6 devastating knockouts. Taking a look at the maths that really matter, and 4 years separate the two, but the really crucial stats here are height and reach. 4 centimetres and 7 centimetres, both in favour of the challenger. Let's go centre ring to Benny Damon, because it's time to get him out.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, our second bout is for the WBC's International Super Featherweight title. Please welcome, firstly, the challenger in the blue corner, Matt Garlett. In the red corner, the WBC International Super Featherweight Champion, Sipho Taliwe. Introducing firstly the challenger in the blue corner. He is 28 years of old with 11 professional fights for 10 wins, 6 by way of knockout. He hails from Perth and is trained at Harry's Gym by Craig Christian. Tonight with Angelo Hyder in the corner. He weighed in 58.8 kilograms. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Matt Garlett. His opponent hails from Eastern Cape, South Africa. He weighed in 58.65 kilograms and is trained by Bernie Paleman. He's ranked at number 3 in the world by the WBC with a record of 23 fights, 20 wins and 1 draw. He is the WBC International Super Featherweight Champion, Sipho Taliwe. Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is over 12 3-minute rounds. Your referee is Bruce McTavish. Judges, Sam Bullner, Alan McCall and Michael Bullner. Fighters to centre ring for final instructions.
Matty Garlett on screen now. Very talented young Western Australian, a very likeable young man outside the ring as well. And we're about to see what all the fuss is about in terms of Sipho Taliwe. Enormous raps on this South African, but how on earth you get pumped to fight coming out to that ring entrance music, I will never know. Ooh, Garlett straight out. WBC International Super Featherweight title is on the line. 58.97 kilo, 130 pound or 9 stone 4 is Matt Garlett in white and black. Sipho Taliwe in the all white. Both right-handers. The advantage statistically, on paper anyway, went to Garlett with superior height and reach.
I think Angelo Hyder must have filled that out. Matty Garlett telling some talk. He's certainly not 175 or not that massive reach that it says, or height. Actually looks like it's going over to Taliwe, the reach and height.
Taliwe 23 fights, 20 victories, 14 via way of knockout. He's unbeaten in his last 12, dating back to successive losses in 2006.
You know Matty Garlett's got the power there, he's got good speed. Just needs to keep that jab going, work off that and let that right hand do the work, the left hook.
Beam live back into South Africa tonight. To those of you watching over there, a good day from all your mates in Australia.
Wouldn't be surprised if we see a cut in this fight. Both guys, as they come in, their heads are bumped together a few times. Good jab from Garlett, good counter from Taliwe.
Taliwe, a fair set of shoulders on him for a super featherweight.
Yeah, thick set. It's a big super featherweight. Sipho Taliwe.
Devastating left lead when he really powers up on it. Can't get in for a right hand there.
Heads are going to be dangerous in this one.
Boys go back to the corner. TRS Taliwe rock solid. Now, sum up that one. Very efficient in what he does. Going to the corner with Matty Garlett.
House guns. Absolutely. All night long. See what I said about that front leg? Their feet creeping, keep your distance, don't have to move. He'll show you that front leg all night. Just don't go back on the ropes and corners. Get away and move back to the corner of the ring, okay? Start creeping and playing from there. Yeah. If you keep playing like that, buddy, that ramrod's going to land all night. Okay? Keep creeping, mate. If you think right, heading inside, if you get a couple of little chops in, then tie him back up again. Okay? Don't let him start swinging.
Swings down. Round two.
Round number 2 coming your way live on Australia's sports leader, Fox Sports. Hope you've had a wonderful week thus far. We hope we can make it an enjoyable Thursday night between the ropes for you. Andy Raymond along with former national champion Chris McCullen. The stars of the show are centering it. This occasion it's Matt Garlett and Sipho Taliwe. Garlett in the white with black piping, Taliwe in the all white.
Ooh, dangerous left hook from Sipho, and good counter work there from Matty Garlett.
Garlett threw the first shot there. Taliwe is on the counter. Garlett countered the counter. Very quick hands, these two youngsters. Ranked number 3 by the WBC, number 1 in South Africa. Independently.
Good opportunity for Matt here. Try and knock over a good name.
In fact, Taliwe ranked higher independently than Malcolm Klassen, our main eventer tonight.
That's very interesting. Oh, dangerous hits coming together again.
Who in turn is ranked higher than the IBA super featherweight champion in the main event, Will Tomlinson.
Very interesting.
So 3 elite level on the global scene, super featherweights. This would be a massive surprise for Garlett to have his hand raised here, but he's up to the fight.
Both guys at the moment a little bit too far out when they're trying to start their attack, as you see there. So one guy going to read it, both guys going to come together, have a head clash maybe. No shots really landing cleanly at this stage. Probably just need to, everything's got power on every shot. Just need to find that mark a little better. Oh, there's probably not a bad right hand from Garlett.
Heads coming together again. Very dangerous for both guys.
Yep.
Garlett lunging with the left hand. No Craig Christian in the corner tonight, despite the fact he does train out at Harry's Gym in Balcatta in Perth, WA. G'day to Craig, a good friend and supporter of Aussie boxing.
Oh, good shot from Matty Garlett. Oh, just fell short, didn't get him fully clean.
Both guys with silky skills, but throwing big bombs as well. That is the end of round number 2. If you're sitting at home or at your local enjoying the action on Fox Sports and you're part of the social media set, we'd love you to join the conversation now on Twitter, and make sure you do so using the hashtag OzBoxing. We are tweeting live from ringside, and we'd love your thoughts on how the night's going as well. Round number 3 coming your way for the WBC International Super Featherweight title, brought to you by Paint Away and Fist Magazine, two fabulous sponsors on behalf of our promoter.
A couple of good counter left hooks there from Garlett. Caught the attention of the South African Taliwe. It's a bit better from Garlett. A bit more speed and less trying to kill with every shot. See Taliwe just stalking to let that big right hand go.
Attempted to use the right hand there, and it comes from an awkward angle. It's not coming from underneath, it's not really coming over and rolling the wrist and using the shoulder. It's an awkward angle. No doubt he's claimed his share of victims so far, Taliwe, with that right hand.
Tonight trying to add Matty Garlett to that list. Good right hand from Garlett.
Good two-punch combination from Matt Garlett. He set that up beautifully.
And again, there hasn't been too much between them in the first couple. Matty Garlett just edging this round here in round number 3. Oh, good counter shot again.
A couple of occasions so far in round number 3 where Matt Garlett has been successful on the counter, but against such a skillful boxer like Taliwe, you can ill afford to try and rely solely on the countering role. You're going to get tagged.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Look, Garlett's an experienced amateur fighter. He had a lot of amateur fights. Spent some time around the Australian Championship, so he knows his way around the ring. He's had his fair share. Mightn't be as experienced as Taliwe, but he's had his fair share of pro fights. The trouble for me is going to be how he handles this 12-round distance.
Not only is he ranked 8th in the world by BoxRec, and Matt Garlett 308, he's completed 128 rounds, Matt Garlett 37.
Big stats. That shows the confidence that Craig Crispins and the team over there have got. Oh, good jab from Taliwe. I've got in on young Matty Garlett.
Oh, good counter work from Garlett. Yeah, it was lovely from Matt Garlett. His only loss, Matt Garlett, came on points in his 3rd fight to the formerly undefeated Queenslander, the baby Hulk, Corey McConnell.
Yeah. He was with us back then, the baby Hulk, and it was a good trip over to Western Australia on that Denny Green undercard.
Getting a little bit too comfortable. I want that next. His chin's up high. We don't want to be there. We've got to go bang, bang, roll under and roll around. We don't want to roll into here and wrestle. Roll right around behind you. You know how we do it in the gym, mate. Craig knows it every single day. Playing that jab in his eye.
Check out some of the action here in round number 3, the counter from Matty Garlett. That's been the key in this round. Probably what separated that round was the counter work from Matt Garlett.
Mouth guard shook. Matty just keep flicking, jabbing in his eyes. Short right hands on. Short right hands on. Keep the angles going.
Round number 4 coming your way. WBC International Super Featherweight title, not a world title.
Oh, good body work from the Tsunami.
Is there an opportunity, or is it worth considering for Matt Garlett to really muscle up, bully, try and get Taliwe back against the ropes and open up and see how his defences go?
Yeah, well, at the moment I don't think we'll see much of a change with that last round, probably the best round so far for Garlett with the counter. I think he'll stick to that. But with in mind, if that doesn't work, you'll have to pressure up.
Garlett came there with the right hand and another looping right was attempted.
Stalks the ring well. Taliwe tries to dig away at the body on Matty Garlett.
Nice and compact upper body, Taliwe. Very hard to find the target.
They're good physique for a super featherweight, this one.
They open up there with just over a minute remaining in round number 4.
The danger shot for me for Taliwe looks like his left hook. he throws, he's got great technique on it, good balance, and that's a key to having good power. And wouldn't be surprised if that's his favourite punch. Sipho Taliwe.
Matty Garlett has never been scheduled to fight more than 6 rounds before, and he's only been 6 rounds on 3 occasions.
Yeah. When I read the stats on this, I was amazed that this fight's going ahead with the experience of Sipho Taliwe up against Matty Garlett, but so far Garlett holding his own.
And I'm going to give a huge rap to the West Aussie and his team for breaking the fight. Oh! Taliwe has been dropped! Now there's some hope. A huge left hand from Matt Garlett. Sipho Taliwe has been back-footed here temporarily.
And that's why his team took the chance, because this guy's got power. Speed and power.
Matt Garlett, here he comes.
Let's take a look at where this knockdown come from. Beautiful left hook. Watch the weight come over to the left leg of Matt Garlett. Transfers it back. Here it is. Watch it come to the front leg there. Bang. Brings the power back to the back leg, and that's where you get your power from. Beautiful work from the West Australian.
Is it time to throw down for that man, Matt Garlett, or do you just continue doing what you've been doing? Round 4 was his best up until 5 when Taliwe was dropped to the canvas.
It's a real tough one with Matty not going past the 6th round. We're only in round 5 now. Does he try and exert that energy and get rid of this man?
Last fight was in September of last year for Sipho Taliwe over former IBF champion, defending this very title, a title that he's defended 4 times. But it's a long way off at such a young age.
A little bit of a nick over the left eye now of Matty Garlett, yep.
Oh, good right hand and a good left hook from Sipho, and the right hand from Garlett. The boys are throwing down centering.
This is what we've been missing here on Big Time Boxing.
It's Garlett again. Taliwe has had some moments and some shots in this round so far, but the majority of it has been Matty Garlett. Oh, Taliwe has been rocked again and is holding on. In fact, holding on is the only way he's standing up.
He launched himself to Garlett. He's in big trouble. He's lost the point for using his head.
Well, no warning. Bruce McTavish dropping a point in round number 5. Sipho Taliwe for a headbutt.
Still plenty of time here for Matty Garlett to get on top of this. A little bit of claret coming down the left eye.
That was just the break that Taliwe needed to, unfortunately for Matt Garlett.
Still got to be careful, Matty Garlett. Keep doing what he's doing. He's doing it perfect. And he's ready to cause one of the biggest upsets we've seen.
Oh, and again, Garlett. Garlett, who himself hasn't fought since November of last year, putting on quite a display here.
Not even breathing at the moment, the West Australian. Oh, there it is. Good technique. Nice and relaxed.
There's a glimpse into what Sipho Taliwe has got with that left hand that we spoke about earlier.
Beautiful left jab.
Rock the head back of Matty Garlett.
I'm really surprised after seeing that he hasn't used that more, Tsunami. Another good round for Garlett. He gets caught for right hand.
those fights that the world of boxing will be watching, saying, oh my God, because of the difference in ranking.
As we have a look at some of the action, it was wild, it was willing, and a lot of it in the favour of Matt Garlett.
Listen, keep the angles up now, keep the jab in his eyes, they don't have to be hard, flick and move and then fucking 1-2 down with the right hand. Who's got the minute down?
Seconds down.
WBC, of course, has the open scoring system, and the points have just been announced after 4 rounds. Garlett ahead on all 3 judges' scorecards. 2 of them 39, 36, and 1 40, 35.
Well, Garlett would have the 2-point lead in the round with the knockdown. Again, the 2-point lead in the last round with the loss of the point. Oh, and a good right hand from Garlett. The loss of the 1 point for using his head of Taliwe, so that's a good lead for Matty Garlett.
Signs of desperation, as you would expect from Taliwe at this point in time. This is not the script that he had written and envisaged.
No, you're exactly right, as he tries for a right uppercut, but look, I'm surprised. I thought, Sipho might have had a bit more tricks in the bag at this stage. Garlett seems to be handling pretty well. I say that with all due respect. That left hook back around Matt Garlett.
Whilst ahead comfortably on the judges' scorecards and ahead in the fight, we've got to acknowledge there is a huge question mark over the endurance and durability under fatigue of Matt Garlett, who has only been 6 rounds on 3 occasions before, has never been longer.
Yeah, and whether the camp of Sipho understand that or they know that, but he's certainly digging away at the body this round. Sipho Taliwe. Oh, good left hook from Sipho.
Matty Garlett debut back in April of 2009 on the Danny Green Anthony Van Niekerk undercard at Challenge Stadium in Perth. He did so with a first round knockout over Michael Linden.
Loading up a big one is the Tsunami. Good jab from the Tsunami. Garlett just going a bit too far out. He
overextended himself and as a result put himself in a vulnerable position.
Happens a lot when you don't use the jab to find your distance. Right hand, which you've seen a lot in the last 5 rounds. Garlett finding the mark with that right hand. Off the jab.
Take it out. Round 7. Here we go.
As a lot of work goes on in the corner there on Matt Garlett. Let's have a look at what went on here. Centre ring in round number 5.
Jab, sit down and hit him with a short left hook. It's on, or 1-2, and a short left hook. You're deep down now.
This is round
A short left hook. It is on according to veteran trainer Angelo Hyder. Enthusiastic too, Garlett, and there's the left hook Angelo Hyder asked for. Up the first shot in the combination. Well, he is. And Garlett in strange territory. It'll be interesting to see how he does react physically and mentally to the fatigue that either has or is about to set in. Unfamiliar surrounds, round 7.
He just needs to not do anything different. You saw that combination just before he loaded up. This is much better. He doesn't need to load his shot. Just let him work out. His power will come when he's nice and relaxed. Let his speed and technique create the power.
1 minute down, 2 minute remaining. Round number 7. There's a bit of clarity now over the wide eye of Matt Garlett. Both cuts don't look too dangerous. A little bit low there from Sipho Taliwe. Brucey McTavish just warning for the low shot there, and it's not tolerating any nonsense, Bruce, tonight.
No, he's not. Once the boys come together, he's straight in to break it up. Good counter work there from Taliwe.
And acknowledgement there from Garlett.
Both boys load up.
The longer the fight goes, the more we're seeing the straight arms of Taliwe go by the wayside. The punches are now coming around the corner, and he's rolling with it.
He looks like he has the reach over Garlett, but Garlett's finding him, and Garlett's feet are what is finding him. You see as he throws that jab, he really steps that front foot in, shortens his distance.
Sipho a little high there.
He's too kind, Matty Garlett.
Yeah, there was an opportunity there, wasn't there?
As you said, nice guy outside the ring, very softly spoken. There's nothing in this.
Opportunity for both guys to get their breath. The first half of the fight, I would have said that favoured Taliwe. Now I think it may favour Garlett.
Yep. Garlett doesn't look like he's struggling at all with this distance.
We might ask the same question in 15 minutes' time. Hopefully it's the same answer.
This is going to be smart. He doesn't need to do anything different to what he's done in the past 6 rounds. Soon to be past 7.
Let's take a look at the Australian super featherweight rankings as they stand. Dylan Sindeki is the champion with Paul Fleming, Jack Assis, Rory McConnell, Matty Garlett, Brent Elliott, and Bilal Dib. In fact, Bilal Dib, Dylan Sindeki, the rematch is on our next show in July.
Could be a real crack at that one. Some good names there as well.
Did I say July? I meant June.
Just start playing him chin down. All right? You win.
The beautiful pavilion, a purpose-built venue here in Flemington in Melbourne.
Glad they shut the front doors.
Yes. A little on the chilly side, a little on the wet side outside. Things very much, though, warming up.
Typical Angelo Hyder fashion. As we start round number 8. Built the ring with ice. Oh, good body work.
2 body shots there from Taliwe. They were beauties. And again, he looks to duplicate.
And look, you know, if you look at the statistics which we spoke a lot about, very smart work from Taliwe. Dig away at the body. Will Matty Garlett be able to go this 12 rounds? At this point in time, Garlett's controlling the distance as Taliwe looks stronger here in round number 8. Good jab from Garlett. Oh, good jab from Garlett. And another jab.
Garlett was picking off here with that straight left hand, and anything Taliwe has thrown beyond that,
Hands directed. That's got to be 6 or 7 in a row. Garlett's holding his ground. Taliwe's just walking straight onto him.
We heard the open scoring earlier. It's 39-36, 39-36 and 40-35, all in favour of Matty Garlett. Has it changed over the last 4 rounds? How are you scoring it at home?
Good jab from Garlett. I can't see it changing at all. At this stage, it's all Matty Garlett for mine.
Of course, in the middle of that all-point deduction in round number 5. Three ringside judges, Malcolm Boomer, Alan McCall and Samantha Boomer.
Good work. Sipho walks forward, but he could need more left jabs with Matt Garlett if he tried in this round. Sipho Taliwe. The corner of Garlett, Enzo Hyder says give him the right hand. The left's doing a good job. Oh, left hook from Garlett. Good jab from Sipho.
Garlett trying to counter there with the left hook. There's a clubbing right hand, almost a bolo from Taliwe as the response.
So this is actually, if Taliwe can get through this barrage and keep trying to walk down, he's taken the punishment, but if he could close that punishment up, this will really wear down Matty Garlett. This is the style that Garlett will struggle with under this pressure. Whilst he's landing shots, it's extremely tiring.
Bruce McTavish now resides in the Philippines. Separates the boys at the end of the round.
Here's the left jab of Garlett. Sipho just keeps walking onto him.
The jab was just beautiful from Garlett. There's one, there's two. Get ready. There's two. That's a clinic. After the disappointment of last Thursday night and big-time boxing, great to have a beauty in centre ring.
You can't beat this one. And look, smart work from the corner of Sipho Taliwe, which I'm struggling to come up with terms how Sipho hasn't worked this out himself. Taliwe, sorry. He's just standing dead in front of Matty Garlett. His corner has said, come to the side a little bit more. Get off that line. Get off the centre line that he's just walking straight into that left jab. But there's no change at this stage. He's still dead smack bang in the centre. And he'll keep walking into that jab at this stage.
There it is again. Try again. Matt Garlett.
There's no head movement. There's no lateral movement. It's just walk straight forward and Garlett's popping him every time.
There was a huge fuss about Taliwe. There has been for some time in the world of boxing.
Well, there will be about Matt Garlett if this keeps going to plan.
Garlett trying to come over the top of that left shoulder at Taliwe. Couldn't on that occasion.
The left eye now. The tsunami. Taliwe just Garlett chops away at the right eye.
It would probably be relatively easy to look at Sipho Taliwe and get a bit negative, ride it a little bit, talk about not what we thought.
77, 74, 77, 73, and 78, 72.
Low blow here of Sipho Taliwe. Bruce McTavish asking Taliwe to keep him up. Garlett getting a few deep breaths in. He'll count them, check them, make sure there's two, and fight on. We are in round number 9, and the scores have just come through after 8 rounds. It is still Garlett, 76-74. 77-73 and 78-72. 76-74, so the judge has only got Garlett with the knockdown and the point taken off. Yeah, otherwise it's even open. I don't see that. It could be awfully close. He's seeing the aggressor. You've got to give him that, Sipho Taliwe, but he's being picked off with a few too many. With 10-9 rounds, Garlett cannot lose on one card and can draw on the other. So the fight and one more 10-9 rounds of that Garlett will award him the victory. Some real good jabs there from Taliwe. Switch to southpaw and had a go at that as well. Oh, big one, nearly in the kneecap of Garlett. Good counter work, just better work from Taliwe. Open scoring, are you a fan or not, Chris? Yeah, I don't mind it. Probably, I wouldn't want to know it if I was in the corner. No, you probably wouldn't want to know it if you're in the ring or in the corner, but I think it's tailor-made, not for us as commentators, but for the lifeblood of the sport, the people sitting at home watching. Something different. And look, if I was Matty Garlett and his team, I wouldn't want to know things are going his way, in my opinion, and I just think keep doing what you're doing.
You've only done enough. You've got to do a little bit more than that. Okay, the 3 rounds to go there. You're well up on the scorecard. Let's keep it going. But don't clutch. Back on the ropes and start letting get in there.
Desperation from Sipho Taliwe. Last 2 rounds, a couple of low shots. Yeah, look at that one there. We are ready to get back into it. Garlett and his corner using every available second. Garlett in the white with black piping, in the solid white. Taliwe, Eastern Cape, South Africa. South Garlett for 2. Oh, Garlett was back there with the right hand. He got caught for a couple of jabs too, Garlett, at the start of this round. He left a good right hand. Eddie Garlett. Garlett lunging the toe to Taliwe. 32 years of age, Taliwe has the experience, has the ranking. Garlett wants it. Better work the end of round number 9 and the start of round number 10 for Taliwe. The chested endurance here of Garlett impressing me. Yeah, me too, yep. Can he continue that? At this pace, I think he can. Taliwe has to get that pressure back on him like he did at the in round number 9. Has got wins over Quinton Donahue, the former Australian super featherweight champion, former super bantamweight champion Robert Lerio, and former Korean super flyweight champion Hui Jong Kim. But undeniably, this would be the biggest scalp and the biggest night in the professional career of Garlett, who has his head rocked back from that left jab of Taliwe. Yeah, beautiful jab from the South African. Good job from Garlett, the West Australian. Seen them both get around for the tsunami. Sipho Taliwe. Sure what happened there.
ground again from Garlett. He'll get caught on a counter there. He has to be careful. Corner done a great job on both those little nicks on the right and left eye at Garlett.
33 seconds remaining in round number 10. Does Matt Garlett move into conservative mode and try and protect what he's built, or do you continue on what you have built and what's been successful?
Well, for mine, he has to just keep continue. Don't change. If he starts to protect and think about that lead, he'll change what's happening. Mindset could change, and that's when anything can happen. Here's the Taliwe round, this one.
Back to the corners we go. We've got 6 minutes left in this for the WBC International Super Featherweight title.
One, two, three, all the time. If you drop it, you have broken 3 crunches. But I knock it all the time. You're going to have to knock out, okay?
Corner tells Sipho Taliwe he needs a knockout. They're the shots that'll bring him on. The right hand from Taliwe. Garlett in desperation there.
6 minutes, that is all. The look in the eye tells the story of Matt Garlett's night. He's battling himself more than anything.
Yep, I agree.
Exhausted.
That was Taliwe's best round, and Garlett's got to stop him. Not stop him as in stop him in the fight, but he's got to stop this train that's on stand in front of him.
Taliwe does have to stop him for mine.
Yeah, I agree.
Nice 2-punch combination from Garlett, but after throwing, the hands aren't coming back to the chin. Good jab.
Garlett needs to get that punch back, land it. Taliwe gets on the front foot, but try and get that respect back. Taliwe's just walking through as he digs another one a little low, but he's just walking through Garlett at the moment. Oh, he digs another one downstairs.
2 minutes to go in round number 11. You folks on Twitter, you're loving this, and respectful of Taliwe and highly impressed with this kid Garlett, as we are.
Tell you what, Garlett's going to have some sore kidneys, some sore thighs, sore hamstring. He's getting hit everywhere. There's another one round the back. Good jab from Sipho.
Garlett just strengthening and straightening things up a little there. Nice left hand.
Oh, beautiful. That's out of throw. Nice and deep, but Sipho walks through that one.
And there's some urgency, there's some desperation.
I'll tell you what, Matty Garlett's lucky he's got no hair on the chest. Because at the end of this round, I reckon Hyder's going to give him a real revving, try and get his boy up. 1 round to go and he could be the new champion.
Still training. Whilst the desperation has increased. Sipho Taliwe. The accuracy is off. Does Garlett really need to be here? Does he need to be engaging in this war? The answer's probably not, but that's the type of fighter and type of guy he is.
I don't think he has a choice. I don't think he has the energy to keep this machine off him at the moment. Taliwe's just walking through him full of energy, and Garlett's going to get that respect back. There's how to do it. Taliwe comes back.
Garlett with the hands up. Confident going back to the corner.
You know what a short rod Andy? 3 feet. I want you to move away, mate. You're winning this fight well, okay? He's only got to try and do something stupid now. It's 3 feet, son. It's you doing, mate. Okay? But listen, we've still got to win the ring. Because your best form of 3 feet is the back. Stand low and move, mate. Move away. Jab him with the ramrod. Jab him. Come here. Jab. Boom. Hey, instead of grabbing him, boom, boom. And he'll go down, mate. Understand? Work, Matty, work.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sipho Taliwe, Matt Garlett,
Here we go. 11 in the books. 1 round remaining. The WBC International Super Featherweight title. The champion coming into tonight, Sipho Taliwe in the white from South Africa. The challenger, Matt Garlett from Perth, Western Australia in the black and white.
Are we seeing another point come off here? What's going on?
It's another low shot. Garlett says, let's go. Let's get this over with. And Matt Garlett, 2 minutes 25 away from riding his ticket in the world of boxing. Popping out the left hand, doubles it up, then throws the right, finishes with the left hand, then moves on to the back foot, but coming back straight, he presented an easier target for Taliwe than he would have liked.
Yeah, he's fatigued at the moment. Matty Garlett. Good jab from Sipho Taliwe. The tsunami is a tsunami at the moment. Oh, good right hand from Taliwe.
Halfway through the final round. When you consider Matt Garlett has been just 6 rounds before, the fact that he's competing with world elite level over twice that distance makes it even more remarkable.
Yeah, it's amazing what Matt Garlett's done in here. Win, lose or draw. Good left hook from Garlett. I've got to give credit where credit's due. The last showdown here, we had the slip and slide everywhere, where they were ice skating everywhere. They've gone away. Look, we haven't had any problems, so well done to Brian Amatruda, Barry Michael.
Different promoters, different canvas. Top Garlett with the left hook. Countdown has begun. Is it a case of just holding on for Garlett? Which he does well. Plenty more still to come on this edition of Big Time Boxing. Heading to the semi-main and main and following this. Garlett just ready to run. Good shot from Sipho. Both boys put their hands in the air. Matt Garlett does it with conviction and a smile. What a night for this 28-year-old West Australian who came into this fight, in all honesty, with very little support and very little chance. And that's said with respect, because he has done a number on this calendar, South Africa.
Yeah, he certainly has. And if we look at the scorecards that we saw at the end of round 8, we have one judge having it a couple of points away apart. So I would say I wouldn't be surprised if we see a split decision on this one. But Garlett, to me, will walk away the winner. take a look at the 12th and final round. And Taliwe was trying to walk through him. Garlett and held up high, as was Taliwe. Now have the judges soon. It's Samantha Buller, Alan McCall, Malcolm Buller. Unanimous split. We will see. We are waiting, and nervously, centering. Bruce McTavish, referee, calling the two men into centre ring. But the cards are still being added up. And the longer it gets, more times than not, the closer it is. And still we wait. Some of his biggest fans centering for perhaps his biggest moment. Everyone's ready, centering. The scorecard's not complete. Look at the face of Sipho Taliwe. He knows he's not going to like this. Matty Garlett, relaxed, enjoying his night. Bruce McTavish kept them apart, didn't take any nonsense from either man. Round 5 deduction. The headbutt, or the use of the head, more correctly. And the numbers are in. Let's make it official with Ben.
Ladies and gentlemen, firstly, a round of applause for our boxers, Matt Garlett and Sipho Taliwe. We have a unanimous points decision. Judge Santona found it 115-111. Judge Alan McCall found it 115-111. Judge Malcolm Buller had it 116-110. And all to the new WBC International Featherweight Champion, Matt Garlett.
Matty Garlett is the new WBC International Super Featherweight Champion, and it will be very interesting to look at the independent rankings following tonight, because Garlett came into the night as the 4th ranked Super Featherweight of the night. He could very well wake up the number 1 rated Super Featherweight from tonight.
Does it make for a bigger fight for Australia?
Garlett Tomlinson down the track. Well done, Matty Garlett.